I look at Seneca's story, and I see, arise from the ashes, if you will. Very much of a phoenix coming out of where the company was back in the 80s, 90s, um, to become, what we are now, which is, what I refer to us as, mighty Seneca, on a pretty regular basis. And frankly, that's how I think of the company as a powerful spirit.
Since Seneca's 25th anniversary, as a company, we've become bigger, better, faster, and stronger. What have you done over the last 8 years to make Seneca the company that it is today?
Yeah, back then, 25th anniversary was 2014, so that was 8 years ago. So we went from around 220 million of premium to last year 388. We clearly passed 400 this year. So I think what we've accomplished over the last 8 years is we are organizationally stronger. We have a lot of very good people, very strong people. We've put a lot more effort into marketing. We've upgraded all our systems. So it's been more of a execution with orderly progress over the years. So I think that's, we've paid attention to the markets. We've gotten more acceptance from our producers. So it's a lot of hard work, focus, and incremental progress.
Yeah, we continue to build institutional knowledge, and we build on what we've done in the past. And that's the way we've been doing it here for the past 30 years. We master it, we think of it, what's happening next, and we take the steps to get there.
I mean, we would do absolutely anything to make sure we had a good risk from anybody or to reduce expenses. Doug Libby, the CEO, time we would have a loss and uptown, and he'd personally be there within a few hours just to make sure that their larger loss that they're not really pumping up the stuff. I would make collection calls with some pretty humorous type of things. Our operations guy would, whenever anybody on another floor was throwing out furniture, he would kind of take it. So if we needed furniture, he'd pay for that. So we've had one of the most legendary stories is the head of claims. We hired him. He had an office over at 111 John Street. He says, can I have the office painted? And Doug says, sure, I'll supply the paint, but you got to paint it. And sure enough, that weekend he was in there painting it himself, having to hide the paint so the union guys wouldn't get in all trouble. So, looking at risks and claims, we really got our fingers really, really dirty.
Is there a certain turning point, something that sticks out in your memory, an inflection point or pivot?
I really didn't see any particular turning point as opposed to just execution. The one thing, though, which really is extraordinarily gratifying is the quantity and quality of professional resources we have. I mean, pound for pound, I'll put us up against any other carrier, even the big ones that are 100 times our size in terms of technical proficiency in what we do. The really great thing is we did this thing called Seneca Express, which automates the underwriting platform and brings in all the technology. And that really greatly exceeded our expectations in how it does. So that's probably one of the great accomplishments, but the simplification, the enhancement, the automation, and the thing about Seneca Express that we did that was different, this is a system that was designed by underwriters for underwriters.
In the 25th anniversary video, you talk about being good to your customers, employees, and stockholders. How does Seneca do that today, and what is it that we do that engenders support and loyalty from all corners?
So I think it's just the way we treat people. We empower people. That's one thing. We consider, or we try to consider each person a partner in building a business. People like to win. They're masters of the craft. They want to do well in what they do. So the focus is always in on the craft, the customer, doing it right with empowerment. So that the people really, really enjoy that. If you want a place where a company tells you when to get up and when to shower and when to eat and when to sleep, that's not so much a Seneca thing. But if you really want to be able to make a difference, this is one place where you can.
We've always emphasized accountability here at Seneca, and that gives people who can make a difference, gives them an opportunity to make a difference, to help build a business, and be recognized for that. And I think that's really very important, especially for the underwriters and claims people and whatnot, but throughout the departments, that if you're doing good work, if you're getting good results, then you're going to be recognized for that.
The most fundamental thing is that all our employees live and work in the communities where we serve. So there's no disconnect between our employees and the customers. And that's an important thing.
To promote and foster Fairfax matching programs, matching donations, I think is a really great thing. People should take advantage of that. Anybody who gives to charity out of their own should be making the effort to make sure they can get that matched up. And we also do, these service days and whatnot, and usually a couple days a year for those who are interested in planting trees and painting classrooms and such.
We did some educational stuff with some inner city schools. We worked with Habitat for Humanity, and we had to do some carpentry. That was pretty interesting. I find it also a good bonding, exercise with the employees when you do that.
How would you define the spirit of Seneca today?
From my perspective, we're just insurance professionals that really are very, very committed to every aspect of the process. The underwriting process, I think we're as good as anybody, if not the best. The claims, very, very good. The operations guys, they're all very, very committed professionals and take pride in and try to strive to be the best at what they do.
I say it's just like my mother used to say at the dinner table, you really are better than the neighbors. You don't have to brag about it, don't mention it outside the house, but just know it. And it's important for everybody here to know that we actually are better than most of our competitors in the industry. We perform better, we get better results, and we do that because of who we are.